Oh, such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Shop Blinds.com right now and get up to 45% off select styles, plus a professional measure. Rules and restrictions may apply.
They say my system is overloaded. Girl, what's wrong with you? Come back down. I'm too much in my head, did you notice? Girl, what's wrong with you? Come back down, 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 down. My body's here on earth, but I'm floating.
Why's she doing all that? Fun fact, I play that song every single time that I'm having a bad day. And then I have a playlist for when I have bad days. It's on Spotify. Who wants the link? Welcome back to the Distract Me Please podcast, where we have I'm loving it. Where we have rebranded for about the millionth time. If I keep pausing throughout the podcast episode, I don't even want to cut it out. I'm literally just going to keep it all in. My dog has been trying to throw up all day, like literally for hours now, and it's made me really concerned. And I already sat down and had a mental breakdown because she's a Bichon Frise. Her name is Connie. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure she's a 100% purebred Bichon Frise. I say this because she's had a lot of health problems growing up, and they always say, like, if a dog is a pure breed, they have a lot of health issues. My girl is allergic to grass, okay? If that doesn't say it, I don't know what does. She has no signs of being mixed with anything else. Everyone who sees her is instantly like, that is the cutest little Bichon Frise I've ever seen. I'm like, thank you so much. I adopted her from a shelter. So, like, thought I would get a mutt, but I didn't, which is fine, and I'm okay with that, but yeah, my sweet baby girl has a lot of health issues, and her lifespan for her breed is 12. And again, if they're mutts, they typically live longer, purebred, shorter, health issues. So yeah, she's 11 years old. She turns 12 this year. And so seeing her literally sit there and not being able to sit up and just gagging and dry heaving and then reverse sneezing back to back to back for 5 hours straight, I just started to cry because I was just looking at her and I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? You don't look okay. And I just like lost it because like she literally like she was not doing okay. So then I looked it up because I was like, okay, she definitely has an upset tummy. I don't know how to fix this. So I Googled it, and Google said give your dog plain oatmeal, 1 tablespoon for every 20 pounds, and she's 20 pounds exactly, I believe. So I gave her I made her some cooked oatmeal, plain oatmeal, and gave her a teaspoon of that. She has a lot of apparently it has a lot of fiber, enough fiber to help clear out anything in their digestive system. So that should take care of that. She's officially okay. She drank some water. She's lying down in a little curved ball. I keep checking her heartbeat and her breathing because it keeps terrifying me, and I'm just worried and I'm scared and I'm scared and I'm worried. But besides all of that, funniest thing happened. Sobbing, okay? Hysterically sobbing, losing my mind. I'm talking about like Kim Kardashian sobbing, wiping my nose. I currently have a headache from how hard I was crying earlier. And in the middle of all that, my phone starts blowing up. Family members are calling me. And it just pissed me off because I have to pull myself together now. Like, I have to get it together. Y'all know that gif of that girl from Princess and the Frog where she's like sobbing, her makeup's falling apart, and then suddenly she has to lock in. So she wipes her face, redoes her makeup in 2 little powder puffs, and then she's done. And she's like, all right, let's go. That's literally how I felt. That's literally how I had to lock in. And it just like pissed me off because I'm just sobbing, and boom, there goes the ringtone for my mom. I was like, I'm jumping out a window. Like, I was just so upset. I hate doing that. I hate when I'm like sobbing, having an emotional moment, and then I just have to lock in. It's like the worst thing ever. But yes, welcome back to the Distract Me Please podcast. If you're new here, congratulations to you. You caught me in the middle of a rebrand. If you're old here, I just have to say, I just have to say, go over to Spotify or YouTube, drop it in the comments, tell me how angry you are about the rebrand, because I'm doing something that I always get mad at other influencers for doing. I am rebranding. Brianna, what do you mean you're rebranding? I'm tired of talking about my life on the internet. I feel like if we're having a true, honest, open, vulnerable moment, don't worry, guys, we'll get to the books. But I'm just tired of talking about my life on the internet. I made this podcast to distract me from life. I made it in the peak of COVID when everything had shut down. No one could go outside. And I wanted a way to force myself to be able to have conversations with my friends. I wanted to distract myself from life because it was also a really low point in my life. And then the pandemic happened and everything shut down. And it felt like ¿cómo se dice? Opportunity, a cute little opportunity. It felt like a hand was being reached out for me to be given help, because I'm an introvert. I love being inside. I love just being by myself. I feel like that's how I recharge. And it's not that I don't enjoy talking to people. It's not like oh my God, I can't talk to anyone ever. But it's where I feel the most like myself is when I'm just by myself with some books and I'm just inside under a few cozy blankets. And every once in a while I have my moments where I'm like calling up my friends. I'm like, we're wilding out. We're hitting the streets, right? But for the most part, a majority of my days are spent under covers, and my friends are like, why don't you want to come and hang out with me? And I'm like, oh, but look at this book. Oh no, I lost signal. Click. And so my podcast was just a nice way to be able to distract myself from life, because at that point I hadn't started reading. And now I feel like every time I hop on my podcast and open my mouth and I want to start discussing my life, because this was a lifestyle podcast and a personal journal podcast, I think I'm reminded too much about life. It does not feel great on this side. Life doesn't feel great. Things are getting scary. The politics in America, my personal life in America, like everything makes me feel like I'm falling apart. And then to come on a podcast that used to fuel me, that used to make me feel better, when I used to put the mic down and be like, wow, I needed that. I'm so happy I have this podcast. It like gives me life. Now I hop on this podcast and talk about my life and talk about how things are going. And I put the mic down and I'm having panic attacks because I'm questioning, did I overshare? Am I saying too much? Will I regret it? And so I want to take a step away from talking about my life. And it's not going to be a full, like, I'm never talking about my life again, because I am an open book and I do enjoy sharing things with people. But I was talking about my life and what I'm going through on my podcast more than I did with my friends. And so anything that I wasn't telling my friends, I would come here and speak into a mic, because it felt like it was the only way I could talk about things. Like, my friends don't even know that. My friends don't even know my podcast is where I talked about more things that I felt than I did with them. And that's because my friends don't listen to my podcast. And so it was kind of like, oh, I have a different community. I can talk to a different community. And now I'm just like, I feel drained. Everything drains me. Everything sucks. Life sucks. And right now, the only thing fueling me is books. And the only thing that gets me excited is books. And I just want to talk about books instead. And so this is now a switch to books. And I've always hated when I started following an influencer and I'm loving their content and I'm binge watching everything and they have a new fan. And then like 6 months later, they're like, hey guys, rebrand. I know this was a gaming channel, but now I want to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And this is a 100% gospel channel. And I'm sitting there like, we were just playing GTA at the strip club together. And now you're coming on here saying, no, this is about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If I wanted to go to church, I would have found a Christian influencer. And it makes me so mad seeing the full 180 like rebranding. It pisses me off. It pisses me off. When I've been a fan from the beginning, I'm like, I loved you for who you were at the time. And now you're rebranding and I hate you and I can't stand you. So to anyone who's going to leave me, please go to Spotify, go to YouTube, drop it in the comments. Just a little RIP, you suck. We'll never listen to you again. Because I just want to know. I just want to know who the people were. But recommendations for lifestyle podcasters, I'm going to have to recommend, literally it's just called @Lexi or Lexi. It was a great podcast about another young girl who just hops online and also talks about her life. And she's one of the ones who I've loved. POV, I'm your therapist. I actually haven't listened to her in a while, but she was the person who made me feel like, oh my God, there's a like, here is someone who's doing what I want to do.
Actually, I said the wrong name, and it's called POV, You're My Therapist.
She literally made me feel like, oh my God, not the most recent one being Hard Lessons from a Hoe phase, but this is from November. She might be on a little breakity break. Huh. I can't wait to... I want to go listen and catch up on her life. I really loved her as a podcaster. She really made me feel like I belonged in this space. Her name is Divine. POV, You're My Therapist. But she's the one who really influenced everything Distract Me Please is. I found her after I started podcasting, but like being able to see someone who also hopped on here was so vulnerable about dating and life. And at the time, all I wanted to do was share all my dating stories because I was having so much fun being a single girl who was dating, but it was like also miserable at the same time. And I was like, well, if it's going to be miserable, I want to make content out of it. And so seeing someone else who did that, like, it was amazing. Also, I just completely dropped my chair from the top to the bottom. So that's what that little jump was like. Hello, vocals. But yeah, those are two podcasters I have to recommend. If you enjoyed my content, you will also enjoy theirs. Is there anything else? No, other than that, let's talk about my books. So today I'm going to be talking about the Crave series. I have officially finished the Crave series. And let me say this. If you don't know what Crave is a book series. I have to open up my Goodreads because I want to go see everything that I've like written about it, how I felt about it throughout the book series. Oh my God, what is the girl's name? I know it's Taylor something. Tracy Wolf. I was like, hold on, I'm missing something. Okay, yes, here we go.
Wait, I just thought this would be really funny. Ooh, whoa, ooh, whoa, whoa, ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I'm done. I'm bored.
So Crave, it's a series. Oh, it says it's a spinoff of the Calder Academy series. Wait, what? Hold on. Y'all know that video where it's like murder? It's a spinoff of the Calder Academy series. What? Because hold on. I have to go read that now. Because by book 5 and 6, so by book 6, they start talking about Calder Academy, and they're like, oh, it makes me think that everything is like, not everything's okay in Calder Academy. And I was like, okay, interesting. Hold on, bro, what? I just pulled it up on Goodreads and it was like, oh my gosh, it's a spinoff. Wait, they don't love you like I love you. My point being, I really loved this series, but then I felt like the series really started to die off. And I'm going to be really good about not giving any spoilers because I really suck about talking about books and then spoiling things. And I hate when I'm talking to people and they spoil things because I'm just such a good guesser of plots. And so when people start talking to me and they try to make it like, oh, I'm not going to spoil it. And they really don't, they don't give any spoilers. But based off of their attitudes and emotions, I figured it out. I figure it all out every single time. Wow, I really want some ranch. I really want some Taco Bell right now. I just had oatmeal. I was so worried about Connie. I was like, I don't even want anything with flavor. And I went and had oatmeal. That's crazy. Now that I feel better, now that Connie feels better, now that Connie's no longer throwing up every second or just dry heaving every second and gagging every second. Now I'm like, food. Oh my God. But book number 1 made me fall in love with it. It took me like 15 different tries to start reading the series and to get into it because I got book 1 from Prime Reading. If you don't know, I have a Kindle. And if you have a Kindle, I'm assuming you also have an Amazon account. If you don't, what are you doing? And I'm not even trying to be like, what are you doing? But I'm just, oh, well, you don't have to have you do have an Amazon account, but you don't need to have Amazon Prime. But if you have a Kindle, I would say Amazon Prime is worth it. So there's also Kindle Unlimited, so you can pay for Kindle Unlimited. I think the Crave series is on Kindle Unlimited. Yes, it is. It's on Kindle Unlimited, but I got book one through Prime Reading. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, there's a place on Amazon called Prime Reading, and it's a bunch of books that you can just read for free. Did anybody else hear that weird noise? We'll let it go. And so basically, I need to stop playing with this magnet because I can hear it in the headphones. There's a squeaky chair. There's a magnet. Like, is she a podcaster or is she not? Like, what? Connie. Guys, she's just walking around stretching. Okay, the tail has gone back up. There's a wag to it. Are we okay? I heard her make the noise like she was about to start gagging again. And I was like, all right. Okay, we're okay. Oh, you just want... Okay, yeah. She just wanted to get cozy in my pillows. She went from the end of the bed to lying in my pillows. That's her favorite thing. Her favorite thing is to push my Barryana Grande, which is a gigantic stuffed teddy bear that I got. And I named her Barryana Grande. Don't question me. But she loves to kick Barryana Grande off the bed and then lay in Barryana Grande's spot. Because I put Barryana Grande like perfectly nestled in between my two favorite pillows. And Connie likes to claim that as her spot. I have a headache. I need to go take a painkiller. Jesus Christ, my head is throbbing. Not been a good day. Also, I'm very caffeine sensitive. I talk about this on other podcast episodes. Very caffeine sensitive. So I had pre-workout today and I had a cup of coffee yesterday and my head has been hurting since yesterday. Me and caffeine just really don't mix. It's why I do matcha. It's why I preferred those Magic Mind shots that I had a sponsorship with before that I like told y'all about. I feel like I don't know words anymore. My head is starting to hurt so bad, especially after like crying and worry about Connie. It makes it worse. But one thing caffeine is going to do for me is give me a horrible headache. So matcha girl through and through, very light caffeine. Like I need when I put caffeine in my body, it needs to be more of a placebo effect and less of an actual caffeine boost. Because I'm definitely going to need to take a nap to make my headache feel better. And so after I finish recording this, I'm going to probably take a shower, grab my computer, lay in bed, do some work, and then pass out. I think I'm going to have to call it an early day, which is going to make me so sad because then I won't be able to... Oh no, did my mouse just die? Oh, okay, and my mouse just died. Oh my God, my mouse just died. What are you? Oh, you're USB-C. That's fine. My USB-C cord is already out. But yes, Crave. So the Crave series, it's on Prime Reading, as I was trying to explain. And they have a lot of good popular books. Like right now on Prime Reading, they have A Touch of Darkness. They have book one of Crave, which the first book, Crave, has over 230,000 ratings on Goodreads, and it's rated at a 3.77. Like, it's a really good book. It was first introduced to me as like a Twilight spinoff, which I definitely see that, you know, boy and girl meet in high school. Girl is human, boy is vampire, spooky, scary skeletons. And like, that's basically it. And then she finds out she's surrounded by paranormals. So it's definitely a little Twilight spinoff. You can definitely tell that Tracy Wolff is a fan of Twilight, but it was so good. I thought it was so well done. I gave book one a 4-star rating. Book two was called Crush. I gave that a 5-star rating. Oh my, y'all want to, okay, I'll read my review to y'all. This is on Goodreads. Podcast Girly on Goodreads. A little under 700 pages in 4 days. That is how good this book is. I want to write a letter to the author to thank her for this book. I cannot explain how badly I needed to read this book during this time in my life. I don't want to spoil anything, but holy ish, I found a reason to smile and have hope because of this book. Thank you, Tracy Wolff, my new favorite author. That was written on September 15th, 2024. During this time, I was going through a heartbreak. I was going through... was it really a heartbreak though? I'm sorry, I'm being mean and petty. Okay, I was going through a breakup. I lost a lot of people who I considered close friends in my life, and I was just feeling hopeless overall. And so I started this book on September 11th, finished it September 15th. And I needed that, especially because there was a quote that I still think of. One of the characters says, when heaven makes a person, earth can find a use for them. And it's, when I say I wrote that quote on my whiteboard that I have hanging in my room, I think about this quote every single day. I cannot explain how much, because even the main character was going through a lot of hopelessness, helplessness, and she was trying to really find her way through that, dig herself out of a horrible situation. And I needed that. I felt hopeless. I felt helpless. I felt powerless, dare I say, which I need to start reading Reckless after I finish reading my arc, which I'll talk about my arc. But I just needed that. I needed this book series so much. I cannot recommend it enough. Just having something like that in my life at that time, I needed it. And it got me through so much. And so that's how I fell in love with the series. Book 1 was phenomenal. Again, prime reading. Prime reading has A Touch of Darkness. It has Crush. It has Binding 13, which is another book that I want to read soon. But yeah, it has a lot of good things. And you get to pick 2 free books every month. It's like 2, I don't know if these are like indie published or something, but you get to pick 2 free books before they're published. So you like get early reading because you're Prime member reading or whatever. Now, here's where it starts to go downhill. Book 3, I rated it a 3. I literally, like, for my review, I put 3.8 stars. Still good, but book 1 and 2 was better. And I just really feel like I don't think I should have rounded up. I really feel like it should have stayed at just 3 stars, but I'm still going to stand behind my 3.8 because that's how I felt after I finished it. But I know if I love a series, it takes a lot for me to want to hate the series. And as I'm reading my review from book 2, I think I realized that my issue with the series was, book 4, I also gave it a 3. Like, literally my review of that was, bro, WTF, we started so strong, 3.8 stars. Book 5 was just a flat out 3. I didn't even have words for it. Flat 3. And then book 6, another flat 3. And so I think what happened for me is that this book series started off with hopelessness. It started off with themes of grief, hopelessness, helplessness, finding family, navigating love. It started so strong with all of these very, very, very strong emotions and trying to figure it out and trying to help people along the way. And by the end of the series, it was like, how do I put it? By the end of the series, book 3 through 6 kind of felt like episodes. Book 1, 2, and 3 felt like the continuation of a plot. Book 1, 2, and 3 kind of felt like the continuation of a plot. Book 4, 5, and 6 felt like episodes of Family Guy, where it is like side quests and side plots. And it was to the point after I read book 5, it took me a while to pick up book 6. I think it took me close to a year to pick up book 6 because I was like, okay, I need a break from this storyline. Like, I love the characters, and that's what made me want to pick up book 6 to kind of find out where they're going in life. But even book 6, I felt like I still had a lot of questions. There were still some holes in the plot that needed to be resolved, and they weren't. Book 6, the way the plot was written, there was one big plot and then one miniature side quest in the last 50 pages. I felt like it should have been reversed. I felt like the mini side quest from book 6, Charmed, that last 50 pages should have been the first 500. And then the first 500 should have been the last 50. Like, when I say those roles really needed to be reversed so freaking badly, it wasn't even funny. Spending an entire book based on what they were doing felt like a waste of words to me, truly. And then what I really cared about, what I was like, oh, this would bring some tea. This could, like, damn, she could take this to a new level. That's not what happened. But I'm still not going to talk too much on it because I am not an author. I have not tried to write a book. I mean, even in the like acknowledgments at the end, you know, the little author's note at the end, she talked about how hard it was to write a series, which I can imagine. Like writing essays, writing a 10-page essay for me is always so hard. So then to create a story and then have a long enough story to spread it out among 6 books, I know that's hard, but to me, I'm just like, those last 3 books did not feel needed. This should have been a trilogy. What are they called? Trilogy. Jesus Christ, this should have been a trilogy. But yeah, and that's just kind of how I feel about it. I have no other words. I don't want to talk down on it too much because, as I said, from my review of book 2, you can tell that I love this book series so much, but by book 4 through 6, I cared more about the characters than I did about anything else in the book. It really was not my cup of tea by the end of it. Yeah, that's all I had to say. It felt like to go from just such themes of like heartbreak, grief, mental health. Oh my God. Yeah. Like the main character has anxiety, and like that is such a big theme, is like mental health, learning to kind of cope with so many things. I don't remember what book it is, but then there's also themes of like, there's also representation of like disabilities. Like there's so many good themes here that I loved. It's a very diverse cast, which I loved, or very diverse characters. So many things. There's queer representation. There's, oh my God, you name it, she had it, which is why I think I loved her so much. Was like, I felt like this was a true representation of real life, real world, of how I know we see things on the media, and the media wants you to think that the world is only in black and white, and there's not many people of other backgrounds, other minorities, other races, nothing. But that's not how the world is. If you just go out and start talking to meeting people, you realize we are all a melting pot, especially in America. I mean, I live in Houston, you know, I'm in one of the biggest melting pots, but literally getting to see that in a book is always so nice and refreshing, because I just feel like, especially a lot of the big book talk books that go viral, sometimes I feel like it's the same cast over and over. It's the same blonde hair, blue eyed, with a like brown man, which kind of happened in this book too. That was the main characters. I'm not sitting here saying like our 2 main focuses wasn't, you know, well, she was a brunette. I mean, she had curly hair. You know what? Let me take it back, because she kind of had kinky curly hair. So let me take that back. I'll take it back. But for the most part, you know, most characters tend to be blonde and tall with a brown skinned man. And that's like every damn book talk book. So it was nice and refreshing to see a difference from that. And then especially to see all her friends around her all had different backgrounds, different ethnicities. It was very, very nice and refreshing. So I will always oh my God, words. Do I not know words? I do nothing but read words all day and then I can't speak them. So you know how people are like, there's like autobiographers, because it's like every time they place out a book, you're automatically going to buy it. Tracy Wolf is one of them for me, because of her diversity, her representation, what she includes in her books. She's English. I love English. I want to speak English. I think my brain is moving faster than my mouth right now, and that's what's happening. But yeah, Tracy Wolf is definitely going to be an autobuy author for me. Every book she puts out, I'm automatically buying it. I know if I at least don't like the writing, I will enjoy the characters, because that's exactly what happened here. When I didn't enjoy the writing, I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed their banter. That's one thing that like I never got tired of, even when I felt like the plot was slow. And that's what I have to say. For 4, 5, and 6, my issue was with the plot. It wasn't with the characters. And so I will always enjoy the characters no matter what. And so I'm definitely going to be reading her other books that she has out. And that's all I have to say about that. Anything else that I would like to add? Let's see. No, that's about it. It was a great series. Now, for the arc that I'm reading, I got my first arc. I was very excited. I posted about it on Snapchat. And I'm just so grateful. Hold on. I want to make sure I read this author's name correctly. So y'all know who gave me her first arc, or who allowed me to read my first arc. Oh, my Kindle reading streak. So far I've read 8 weeks in a row. Yay me, yippee. I definitely blame Dominica, for the reason being that I have missed a couple weeks. My weeks were what I at least read every week. Maybe not every day, but I definitely pick up my Kindle almost every week. But as of right now, my streak is only 4 days in a row. So that's fine. But because of Dominica, I ended up taking a week off from reading because I couldn't find time to read. So it's so sad to be like, oh my God, I've only read 8 weeks in a row. Boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. Oh yeah, it's right here. The entire Crave series is on Kindle Unlimited. I need to go look for, I want Kindle Unlimited so badly. Like, that's one of the first things that I want to like put money towards when I have a job, because again, not talking about it. We're letting it go. We're going to pretend. Children of the Corn is by Stephen King. I've seen the movie. I did not realize that it was by Stephen King. Wow. But yeah, I definitely want to read Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff. Ooh, Sweet Vengeance. That's a new one. Oh, that has to be the next book of Sweet Nightmare. Okay. Filthy Rich Fae. I want to read that so bad. It's on Kindle Unlimited. But yeah, we're not going to talk about jobs because being unemployed right now sucks. If you have a job, don't lose it. Don't quit. Don't get fired. That's all I have to say to you right now. You do not want to be job hunting in this current economy, and I promise you that. But that's besides the point. That's the first thing that I want to put my paycheck towards is books. I literally have a growing list of books that I want to buy. My to be read. Oh my God. I literally think on my physical TBR, last time I checked, had 43 books that I still need to read. My electronic, my Kindle TBR is at like 100 and something. Like, I am not kidding when I say my TBR should literally be illegal. Way too many books that I have to read, but that's okay. So I'm currently reading, what did I say her name was? Aubrey what? I'm reading The Chaos Weaver. Nope, not Libby. It's in Kindle. Yes, Aubrey Winter. Yes, Aubrey Winter's The Chaos Weaver. She gave me my first arc, and I'm so proud to be an arc reader. I'm so happy to be a part of this. So far, I love the book. I think I'm on chapter 4 or 5. I love it. I love how instantly the book just starts off with an adventure. Like, the first few pages, the characters are currently on an adventure. You're not meeting them just like it. Oh, the best way to put it, if you've read Powerless, exactly how Powerless starts off, where we open up to our female main character already on an adventure. That's exactly how this book starts off. So it's already giving me Powerless vibes, and I really, really, really enjoy that. I know it's not going to continue down like that Powerless, like, I don't believe this is a romantasy. It actually might be a romantasy. The Chaos Weaver might be. I don't know. I'll let y'all know after I finish it. But I've been enjoying it so much. I'm trying to read more indie authors. I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. The book comes out on January 31st. And as of right now, I highly recommend. It's one of the books that it's been a while since I've had a book that I couldn't put down. The last book that I read that I couldn't put down was A Fate Inked in Blood. Literally could not put it down. I was waking up reading, going to sleep reading, every little 1 minute chapter that I could, like, if I had time to fit a chapter in my day, I would pick up the book and read a chapter, put it down, and then get back to work. And that's what I'm doing with this book. Like, literally came back from the gym and was like, ooh, as my food's cooking, I have like a little minute. Let me read another chapter. And so I literally just started the book today. And I'm already like, oh, another chapter, another chapter, another chapter. I literally, I woke up this morning and started the book. This is going to be a quick read. I think it's only 300 pages, or more specifically, a little bit under 300 pages. I want to say it's like 297 or 279, one of those. So it's going to be a very quick read for me, the way that I'm constantly wanting to continue to pick up this book. But yeah, that's kind of how my book reading has been. I've been enjoying a lot of fantasy books. I don't know what order I want to read in. So right after I finish the Chaos Weaver, I'm signed up for more arcs. Hopefully I get more arcs. Again, I want to just focus on more indie published authors, um, authors, authors of color. I was like, how do I say minority authors in a sentence? Like, what the hell? But yeah, I want to read my more minority authors, and I want to read more independently published authors. So hopefully that's what my focus gets to be on. But I still love book talk and book talk recommendations and all the books that go viral on book talk. And as we know, those books do typically do not fit those qualifications, but I'm still going to read them and talk about them. Hey. I'm currently on a waiting list at my library. Okay, so I couldn't buy Onyx Storm while I was out the country. Like when I wanted to buy it, because if you don't know this, Amazon does not let you buy Kindle books in the Amazon app. Like you actually have to open up their website desktop version to buy the Kindle version. And so I couldn't buy it while I was out the country because I didn't have my laptop on me. And so I was like, oh my God, like how am I going to read this book soon? Especially because I was in the middle of reading Cherish? Yeah, Cherish is the last book of the Crave series. So I started reading Cherish when I flew out to Dominica for my grandmother's 100th birthday last week. And so I was like, damn, like, how am I going to get this book read? Like, what the hell? I need to read Onyx Storm. I was doing nothing but seeing all the Onyx Storm memes. Danny was so sick and tired of me with the way I kept talking about this damn book. And so I was like, oh my God, you know what? Fully just dropped my cup. I was like, what the hell is all that noise? What is all that racket? And so I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hop in line at my local library on the Libby app. And what? No, I'm not going to deal with that right now. I just keep seeing like the notifications on my laptop, like the notification number increase, and I was like, what's happening here? Anyways, what am I saying? That just took me so far off track. Oh my God. I will deal with that after I finish podcasting. So I hopped in line for Onyx Storm at my local library on the Libby app, which if you don't know, if you have a library card, download the Libby app. You get all the free ebooks and audiobooks from your local library. You can read it directly on the Libby app. You can read it on the Kindle app. You don't have to have a Kindle. If you do have a Kindle, you can send it to your Kindle if you don't know. But do we want to hear what place in line I am? Oh, I definitely cannot read Reckless right after the Chaos Weaver, huh? Because on the Libby app, I got Reckless. Okay, if you use the Libby app, how many times have you clicked the give to the next person, send to the next person, deliver after blah, 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 blah. Right now, I have Reckless. It says Reckless will be delivered. The audiobook will be delivered to my phone in roughly 4 weeks. I like to read the book while also listening to the audiobook. It's called immersive reading on TikTok. I didn't know there was actually a word for it. I just like to do it because like, I don't know, man. I don't like listening to music as I read. Sometimes I find that it's really hard to get the music to line up with the book that you're reading. And so for me, I prefer to like do lo-fi beats or like find a fantasy playlist. And then when that doesn't work, I found out, okay, hey, listening to the audiobook while reading it is like a better experience for me. So I'll just crank up the audiobook to like 1.7. I can't do the 2 times speed. It's a little too fast for my eyes. And so I have to crank it up way faster. So I'll do 1.7. If I'm really feeling the book and it's a really intense scene, I'll crank it up to like 1.8 and I'll just follow along on the book. And that's so nice. It's like, oh my God, someone's reading it to me. And so I still have like a 4-week wait estimate for the audiobook for Reckless, but I also have it set to deliver after February 8th because they sent it to me early and I was like, don't do that. And then Happy Place audiobook and the ebook I get in 5 weeks. Now Onyx Storm, I have a roughly 24-week wait for the audiobook. It says for the audiobook, I am 793rd in line. For the actual book, For the ebook of Onyx Storm, it doesn't even give me an estimate. It literally just says several months. Why may that be? It's because I am person number 2,853 in this line waiting for this book. There are 145 copies in use, but don't worry, guys. I originally started as person number 2,961. So we're moving on up the ladder. And there are currently 3,209 people waiting in total. So if you're looking for Onyx Thorn from your local library, prepare to wait. And I've just been enjoying using my local library to get books. One, it's free. So especially because like the money that I do make and that I do have, I don't want to just like, literally just give it to books right now. Like I don't have the time, energy, or financial resources to be doing that. Well, we'll figure that out later. Children of Blood and Bone could be the next book that I could pick up because I have the physical copy of that. I might just have to do a physical book. I have so many books to read on my Kindle, so many books, physical copies of books that I need to read. I might just pull from my TBR jar and let my TBR jar figure that all out. But yeah, that's kind of the books that I know that I want to read soon and very soon. Daydreaming, because if you don't know, I love the Icebreaker series. I will F that series up. I love that series so much. In fact, for graduation, my roommate literally got me the special editions of Icebreaker and is it Wildfire? Yes. I keep wanting to say Wildflower, but it's Wildfire. So Icebreaker and Wildfire, those were the only two books out at the time. Daydreaming still hadn't been published yet. So she literally paid to get the two special editions for me from, I want to say Fairy Loots. I'm not exactly sure, but beautiful, beautiful books. I just got Daydreaming, so I really want to finish that or start and finish that. Reckless, I just got that book too. I actually got it the same day so Daydreaming and Reckless were my two like little birthday gift book buys for myself. My birthday is December 15th. Yes, I'm a Sagittarius. So I need to read Reckless. I need to read Daydreaming. And then from there, I could pick from my TBR jar. I really want to do a reread of Throne of Glass soon. I really miss that series. I miss everything about that series. So I'm really thinking that I want to reread it. But after the Chaos Weaver, I actually think I'm going to pick up Daydreaming next. And then I'll read Reckless. Because so I've already finished 5 books for the year. Oh no, I was going to say all 5 of them are fantasy. They were not, were they? Hold on, I can tell y'all which books that I've already read for this year.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
Okay, so the first book that I finished this year were The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Hated that book. Absolutely hated it. The next ones are called In the Hands of an Angry God. That one's by Claude Hamesh. I love the idea of the book. I love the theme of the book. I hated the way it was kind of written. I hated the format in which it was written. And so because of that, I felt like I didn't enjoy the book that much. It kept feeling like, I don't know, man. It felt like there were a little bit of plot holes. So it wasn't my favorite. I think I literally rated it a 1 or a 2 because I enjoyed the concept. I just felt like it could have been better executed. It almost felt like I was reading an arc. It felt like it should have been an arc. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like there definitely needs to be more editing. I felt more like a Wattpad story, dare I say. But I didn't hate it. I didn't absolutely hate it. I just wouldn't reread it, Surviving Zane. Okay, so I got this book because I did the dark mode stuff your Kindle day. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure today is like cozy mystery stuff your Kindle day. How am I missing all these stuff your Kindle days? Today is a romance bookworm stuff your Kindle day. Okay. I need to go stuff my Kindle today. What the hell? So if you're listening to this right when it comes out, January 28th, today is stuff your Kindle day. Yes, I'm recording and putting it out all on the same day. First off, mind your business. But yes, I did the dark mode stuff your Kindle day, and I saw this book, and I'm also like a big fan of Alicia Marie, Remy Ashton, Basically Unfiltered, Zayn and Heath Unfiltered, Pretty Basic, all of them people, love and adore them. And they did a Secret Santa. And one of the things that Alicia got for Zayn was the book Surviving Zayn, because she was like, oh yeah, I just looked up Zayn to see if there's any Zayn merch. And then she found the book Surviving Zayn, and she was like, I'll just give it to him because like it's a little gag gift. And then I did the dark mode stuff your Kindle day, and one of the books on there was the same Surviving Zayn by Mary Kay Knight. And I was like, obviously I have to read it. It was an Alicia Marie vlog, so duh, I'm gonna read it. So I got it. I enjoyed it, but it was my first dip into dark romance, and I didn't realize how dark romance can get, and it didn't push me away from it. It definitely made me say, I will be back. I will try this again. I'm not sure if I don't know if I wasn't ready for dark romance, or if I didn't really like the way the plot was, but it wasn't like the book was bad. I actually really liked the plot. I enjoyed how it was written, but I felt like there was a lot of like topics in there where I was like, I don't think I'm allowed to enjoy this. And so it was more of my personal feelings, but I want to try it again because I think if I can get over I'm not supposed to enjoy this, I'm not supposed to be reading this, this is not right, this is not okay, I think I would really enjoy dark romance. So I just have to deal with the uncomfortable feelings in myself. But if you're into dark romance, it was my first dark romance book since like middle school. Okay, I used to read all those dark romance books and stuff on Wattpad in like 5th through 8th grade. And now as an adult, I'm dipping my toe back into it, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe little Brianna would have enjoyed this. But if you enjoy that type of stuff, it's an adult book. It's definitely not for kids. And by the dark romance stuff, I mean, I was that person who was reading One Direction fan fiction on Wattpad. You know, all the Harry kidnapped me and like, oh my God, I'm so in love with, you know, all that stuff. And now as an adult, like actually reading the adult versions of that, I'm like, woo, y'all. That's intense, but I will be back. And then I read A Fate Inked in Blood and then Cherish. So that's how my 2025 reading has been. So last year I read 50 books. The year before that, I started my reading in 2023. And so I started in June. Throne of Glass was the very first book series that I picked up to be like, I want to read. And then I ended up finishing 25 books in 6 months. So then for 2024, no surprise that I finished 50 in a full year. And then for some reason, I put my reading goal as 25 books because while I wanted to one-up myself again, I didn't want to put that stress on me. And so I put the goal as 25 books. I don't know how to feel about that. Just because I'll say when my goal was 50 for the year, I felt a little stressed. Oh no, I think my goal was 45 actually. I think it started off as 40, then I moved it up to 45, and then I read 50. And seeing how many books that I had to read for the year was actually very, very stressful. Trying to hit that goal, especially because it was like a goal that would actually take me a full year to read. And so because of that, I felt like I picked up a lot of short books that I wouldn't necessarily care for just to hit that goal. And so this time I want to do it differently. And I don't want it to be so much of a, let's hit our reading goal of this many books to like read this many books and like, you know, just to say I read this many books, but instead to put my reading goal as 25 books. And then I want statistics on how many books that I've actually read for the year and just like let it happen and not like I must read this goal like it's a homework assignment. So far I'm at 5 out of 25 and it's still January. So we shall see how quickly I get into how many books I get into this year. Hopefully, I want to be that person who reads 100 books in a year. I'm always amazed that people can do that because I have not been a person who could do that. But yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, my laptop is dying. My phone is blowing up from people. My uncle has called me. My mom has called me. My friends have called me. I need to hop in a shower because I think I need a shower and have like a whoosah moment of breathing now that I know Connie's okay. And then I'm going to get this episode posted for y'all. And then I'm going to do Stuff Your Kindle Day. And then I'm going to go right back into life and doing everything that I need to do for my life. Because, yes, cheers to being an adult. But that's okay because now as an adult, I get to read all the fun things that I want to read. So there's that. But, yes, I want to hop back into the Chaos Weaver. I cannot wait to put my head on my pillow and continue reading the Chaos Weaver. Bro, oh, my God. It's starting off so strong. Starting off with just like this strong woman who can do anything. Those are my favorite book series. I hate, like, this is why I hated ACOTAR and love Throne of Gas. What the hell? Throne of Glass. ACOTAR was like, I'm a weak little girl who needs help, who needs a man to protect me. And over the span of 5 books, then I learned to grow big and strong. And now I'm a strong, independent woman. Throne of Glass was like, I'm the best assassin in this country. I'm the best assassin in this world. You can't touch me. And that's so cute of you to think that you can. Y'all are funny. Anyways, look at this measly little soldier who really thinks he's outsmarting me. Little does he know. But anyways, I'm so strong. I'm so powerful. Down to the point where it was like, hey, people are being murdered. Y'all think I did it? Why would I murder somebody? And everyone was looking at her like, girl, if you don't beat FFR right now, ugh. So I love a book where right off the bat, it's the main character, especially if it's a woman, the female main character's journey does not have to do with learning to not be helpless and weak, but instead, I hate to put it this way. I know, you know what, it's not. I was going to say, like maybe instead of a humbling, but it's not a humbling. It's more like learning to deal with the emotions that make them so strong. Because to have such a strong, capable woman who's not afraid of anything, who can take on anyone, to be such a strong fighter, it comes with these emotions of like, I was weak once upon a time. I felt helpless. I never want to be that again. My environment has made me the person that I am. This is why I'm such a strong and good fighter and like no one can mess with me. And so I prefer to see those journeys. Not that I'm just a weak little baby. That's just personally not me. I'm more personally of a like strong, independent woman could take on anybody, and then to like see a character who's also like, yeah, but I'm sad and lonely inside and this like really sucks, but at least I'm pretty and I'm strong, and I'm like, yeah. So that's how this book is starting. I think I also signed up for this arc because she said like this has to do with feminine rage, and I was like, yeah, wow, yes, I love a femme fatale. Anyways, ta-ta for now. Show's over. Bye.